Hey folks, Caius2922 here with you today to talk about a few different things that come up pretty often in game, and I thought I would just make a little video and just kind of knock everything out in one place. The first subject would be friend requests, and this comes up almost every day that I play Zombie Rush. It comes up quite a bit. I don't like to accept friend requests because I server hop a lot. That is, I go into a server. Typically I'm looking for people who are hacking, glitching, someone I can see if I can take them on and stop them or not. And if I don't see what I'm looking for, I hop into the next server. I typically just bounce between casual and hardcore, and more often than not I do find I'm actually about to upload a video that I don't know why I didn't think to do this sooner, where it's just a video of me server hopping and I come across, someone who's glitching or hacking like almost every other server there for a minute. So that's why, because the more it's harder to do that if you have a lot of Zombie Rush friends. Like say I'm trying to get into a hardcore server. If I have friends that are in a hardcore server, first of all, most of my friends are going to do the same thing that I do and try to stop the person who's glitching. But I won't be able to get into any other hardcore servers. I'll keep getting matched with the one that my friends are in. And if that server is full, then I won't be able to get into any hardcore servers. It's not like it is with casual. If you have a friend who's in a casual server and it's full, and you're just trying to play anywhere, you can get matched with another casual server, but it just does not work like that with the hardcore server. So that's one of the main reasons. I do have my profile set so that if I follow you, you can just go directly to my profile and click join, and you'll be able to join me in game. I always tell people, consider us friends. I mean, whether or not, there's one fella in particular, he keeps sending me the request, and I think there's a language barrier there, because I know he's not a fellow American as myself. And I keep telling him, but like, I'll go into a server where I have one friend, but they're friends with a bunch of people who I see all the time in games, and I'm always cordial with, and I'm pretty cordial with everyone anyways, but it might look like I'm friends with all these other people except for the one person who's trying to add me, but that's typically never the case. And it's the same thing with the Discord servers. I do have a Discord. I do chat with a few folks on it, but they're also adults like myself. With Roblox, with the friend list and on there, I don't like to have non-adults on my friends list on Roblox and in the servers on Discord. I just don't feel, especially as a guy, as a male adult, I just don't feel like it's that appropriate. There's a few people on my Roblox friends list who are still teenagers, and either I didn't recognize it whenever they added me, or they're a little more mature. You can have a more adult conversation with them, or what have you. I don't know. I just, I get it. You're just playing a game and you're talking about strategy and stuff like that. I get it. I tend to because I started playing Roblox because of my nephew, who was, I think, about maybe 10 years old at the time. So I tend to put myself in the parent's position, and yeah, especially on Discord where I'll get invited to join, servers, and I've scoped, a few of them out, and it's a lot of adults, it's a lot of kids, and when you get outside the frame of Roblox and you're on those chat apps, then there's more personal information, going around, and it just I'd prefer just to steer clear of that thing. It's nothing personal. I worry. I actually do worry a little bit about like upsetting anyone. I don't want anyone to feel like rejected or anything like that. But that's pretty much why. And I get asked about this often enough, and I tend to just say the same thing. I have the same response pretty much every time, but I feel like it's getting annoying for the people who play with me all the time to have to, read what I type every single time that this comes up. So figured I would just knock it all out right here. But again, if you really want to play with me, and I pretty much follow everyone who sends a friend request. If you send me a friend request, I will absolutely click follow on your profile. You can go to my profile and join me direct from there. Another thing, this doesn't come up quite as often, but I've been asked about this probably like a dozen times now. If I play Dungeons and Dragons. I do not play Dungeons and Dragons because of my username is Caius, and that was a character in the game. There was a band. They were around from maybe the beginning of the 90s through the mid-90s called Caius, who of course took their name from the character in the game. They were like a heavy Black Sabbath-y sounding, that kind of heavy down-tuned rock music. I tried playing Dungeons and Dragons once when I was a kid, but I don't think I had the imagination for it. It's just not for me. The guitar player from Caius is Josh Homme, and he went on to form Queens of the Stone Age, who are still going strong today and have had some more mainstream success. Caius was more of a sort of underground kind of band. Let's see. Oh, another thing I get asked about, and some guys were really hammering me about this recently, why I don't use the core block staff, and I get it. Like, I get the magnitude of it because it is the best gun. It's the most powerful gun, and probably the best overall, really. But I prefer the paintball gun because I like that it shoots more at shoulder height and not, a couple feet above your avatar's head. Like the core block staff, the trajectory is just different. And the paintball gun, it's not quite as powerful. It doesn't cover quite the same distance and have the same accuracy at distance, but it's close enough. Like it's definitely the number 2 gun. I like it best overall for myself, but it's just a personal preference. Like, if my back is to a wall and I'm like just standing in a corner hanging out, covering other people, whatever, then I will use the core block staff. I like it then, but if I'm just kind of running and gunning, that kind of thing, excuse me, I just still prefer the paintball gun. Yeah, so those are some things that I get asked about with some regularity, for sure. I don't like to, I tell you, there's something I cannot stand whenever I see it on YouTube. It's like someone who is, varying degrees of celebrity, whether it's a athlete or, a entertainer of some sort, and they have a channel, and they sort of, you can tell they're like interviewing themselves, and it's like it's like super contrived, and I can't stand contrivance, but I would not have made this video if these were not things that I get asked about often enough that I felt like I could just address everything at once, and that's pretty much the extent of it there. However, if you ever want to ask me anything, don't be afraid, to ask me in game. You can shoot me a private message in game or something like that, or whatever, within the bounds of Roblox, of course, not so much personal information, but yeah, so that's it. Thanks for listening to me ramble on a bit here, and I will see you again soon.